Hello all, this is the second video lecture on the topic events in Java. In the first part we saw about events, event sources, event listeners, the delegation event model, and various event sources and their listeners. Then we did a program on event handling example. The problem was to design an applet that will handle mouse events, and what we did was we created an applet, and we implemented the methods of mouse events, and we implemented the methods of mouse listener and mouse motion listener. Then we saw that this method has got a drawback, that we have to implement all the methods of mouse listener and mouse motion listener. This happens because we are implementing an interface, and whenever we are implementing an interface, since all the methods are abstract, we have to provide implementation for each and every method in the interface. This makes the programming a bit cumbersome and the code a bit untidy. How Java overcomes this drawback? Fortunately, Java provides a separate mechanism called adapter classes, and in the previous example we were actually implementing the methods of certain listener interfaces, and whenever we are using adapter classes, instead of implementing the methods of listener interfaces, what we will be doing is we inherit from the corresponding adapter class. An adapter class is a class that implements all the methods of the corresponding interface in a default way. Default way in the sense the adapter class will have implementations for the for all the event methods, but these implementations will not be the ones that we are looking forward to. So if we want to handle a particular event, then we have to locate the function or the method corresponding to that in the adapter class, and then we need to override that for our purpose. That is how we use these adapter classes for the purpose of handling events. We have some examples of adapter classes and their corresponding listener interface. We have component adapter, and the corresponding listener interface is component listener. We have container adapter, the corresponding listener interface is container listener. Similarly, we have focus adapter corresponding to focus listener, key adapter for key listener, mouse adapter for mouse listener, mouse motion adapter for mouse motion listener, window adapter for window listener. You can see the similarity in naming between these adapter classes and listener interfaces. Now we are into a practical example. We will see how we can use these adapter classes through a practical problem. The question is to implement an applet that handles only the mouse click event. So we did a program similar to this one in the previous video lecture. There what we were doing was handling all the events for the mouse events and mouse motion events. But here the significant difference is that we are not going to handle all the methods for this mouse event listener. Instead, we will be handling only one method, and the only method that we are going to implement will be mouse clicked. So how we can avoid implementing all the other methods that we have already discussed? So what we are going to do is, instead of implementing mouse listener interface, we will be using a mouse adapter class. So first of all, we will be creating an applet, and then instead of the interface for mouse listener, we will be using the mouse adapter. Basically what we are doing is, we will be creating a class which is extended which is inherited from the mouse adapter class, and then we will write handlers for the mouse click event. So let's go to the program and see how we are going to implement all these things. So we are trying to create a program called adapter-demo.java, and this program will show the use of adapter class. That is the only adapter class that we are going to use here is mouse adapter. And the thing is that here you won't have to override every method in mouse listener. So this is a skeleton of an applet. We need to import java.awt.star, import java.awt.event.star, import java.applet, and then for the use of applet viewer, we have to provide a piece of code something like this. Here the width of the applet is 800 pixels and the height is 600 pixels. So our aim is clear. First we need to create an applet, and then we need to make it an adapter class. So what we can write is I will make a public class called adapter demo, and this has to be an applet. That means it has to extend from applet. And now we have to make this an adapter class also, that is the mouse adapter class. So if we were able to do something like this, this would have been sufficient for our purpose, but unfortunately Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. So we need to make two separate classes, one for the applet and other one for the adapter. So what I write is I make this an applet class, and similarly I have a class called my adapter, which is extended from mouse adapter. And in the mouse adapter class, in the my adapter class, I need to handle only one event, that is the mouse clicked. So I can write a skeleton of that too. Public void mouse clicked, and we need to pass an object of mouse event. So here is the position where I need to write my code for overriding the default implementation of mouse clicked function. And now coming back to this adapter demo class, this one is actually an applet. So as in the previous example, I am trying to define three variables. One is the message, the other two will be integers, which will store the x and y coordinates of the present mouse pointer. MSG, which is by default a null string. Then I have in the mouse x, which is equal to 0, in the mouse y, which is again equal to 0. Now as this is an applet, I need to provide the init method. So inside the init, as in the previous example, I will be registering the listeners. Here we don't have the listeners, but we have the adapter. So I will be registering the class which is capable of handling the mouse clicked event. So this one is accomplished using add mouse listener, and the class which is capable of doing this thing is in fact mouse adapter, my adapter. So for adding that my adapter class here, I have to pass an object of my adapter. So I simply write MA here, and where MA is an object of my adapter. So I have registered my handlers for handling the event mouse clicked. Similarly, I have a paint function which occurs on refreshing the applet window. Here, as in the previous case, what I would do is I will just show a string which is contained inside the variable msg at the location pointed by the coordinates mouse x mouse y. So I write something like g dot drawstring msg mouse x mouse y. So this is the implementation of my adapter demo class or the applet class. So on starting the applet, it will automatically make a window of size 800 by 600, and on the initialization phase it will make an object of my adapter class, which is actually a mouse adapter capable of handling the mouse clicked event, and this one is registered for the event mouse clicked. Now we come to the my adapter class. Here I need to handle public void mouse clicked mouse event me. So here what I need to do is I need to populate the message, this particular message. I need to populate the msg variable of adapter demo class to maybe something like a mouse clicked. Then I need to populate these two variables mouse x and mouse y of adapter demo class to the present coordinates of present x and y coordinates of the mouse pointer. So we are in my adapter class, and we need to populate the variables of adapter demo class, and this is not possible in a straightforward manner, and we need to access the variables of adapter demo class. We need to have an object of adapter demo class in my adapter class. So what I do is I add a variable of adapter demo class in my adapter class. Ad assigns, and this adapter demo variable will be passed from the passed at the time of initialization of my adapter. The initialization of my adapter in fact happens here. So at this point of time we need to pass an object of adapter demo class to this constructor. So we are modifying the constructor here, my adapter, and it is actually expecting an object of adapter demo class. And what I do is the object which is passed on to the constructor will be assigned to this variable adapter demo ad. So ad assigns, this dot ad assigns the variable which is passed to the constructor ad. Now what I can do is in the mouse clicked function I will be populating the variables for ad. So ad dot msg assigns mouse clicked, ad dot mouse x, that will be equal to the present location. So ad dot mouse x assigns me dot get x. Similarly ad dot mouse y assigns me dot get y. That is the only thing that we need to do, but instead we have to refresh the applet window also. So we write something like aad.repaint. Now our program is almost over. The only thing that remains is this constructor. The constructor of myAdapter is actually expecting for an object of adapter demo. So this is the adapter demo class, and we need to pass an object of adapter demo in this position. The object of the present class is always this. So this is how we develop the code. And just not that we have developed code for, we have overridden only one method, that is mouse clicked. The other methods are simply kept intact, or we haven't touched those methods at all. So let's compile and execute this program. So javac adapter demo .java. so there is a symbol, yeah, there is a spelling mistake, g.drawString mouse y, so that is corrected. Again, the compilation is successful. Now we call it applet viewer, adapter demo.java. So the applet has started. Now let's try clicking somewhere inside the applet window. Yeah, mouse clicked, that message pops up. Again here, whenever you click, automatically the mouse clicked message pops up. So this is the program that we developed today. Instead of implementing all the methods inside the mouse listener interface, we used an adapter class, and the adapter class will implement only the methods which are to be overridden for our purpose. In this particular example, mouse clicked was the only event that we needed to override, and we did that in a successful way. And so that is all about event handling in Java. Hope you understood these portions clearly, and thank you for patiently viewing this lecture.